As an online marketing mentor, here's what I wish more creative and unconventional business owners knew about online marketing before they launch. And these are not just basic startup mistakes that can kill a creative business before it even takes off, like not choosing an all-in-one software to create a money-making website that can pay for itself, which is what I covered in the previous episode. Nope. What we're going to talk about today is the issue of not having an organic traffic strategy for your beautiful new Witchy website. Welcome to Hexotica, your unapologetic guide to an alternative life of time freedom, money freedom, and most importantly, financial freedom. I am your host, Christine, and this is episode 9. So welcome back to Hexotica's podcast. I hope you had a lovely weekend and you got out of the house and had some sunshine on your face, because I know if you're working at home and you're online all day, you need to get out of the house. And if you are in Australia, if you come here in September, I highly recommend that you try hiking in early September. Oh my gosh. Every early September, we go out with I go out with my partner for his birthday, and we love to go out on memorable experiences. And last year, we did the amazing Wonderland Loop Trail in the Grampians, which was a 10-hour all-day hike, which was absolutely one of the most beautiful hikes I've ever done in my life, especially the area called the Little Grand Canyon. So this year we wanted to do that as well, because early spring is just a great time to go. It's like nice, clear, sunny day, but nice, cool breeze. So we went out to the Stevenson Falls hike in Marysville, which was not as long as the Wonderland, but just as beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous waterfall there. I highly recommend hiking in early September if you do ever come to Australia. So today we're going to be talking about organic traffic strategies and why it is so important. Having your organic traffic strategy from the get-go when you launch your website to get people to your website is the second most important thing after having things to sell on your website. Because like most creative rebels, you probably already have your offers or your products that you want to sell. And you may even already be selling them on Etsy, Creative Market, or in person at local alternative markets. But what you may not have is a clear path on how you're going to get your dream customers to come and see your new beautiful website, and how to get them there without it costing you an arm and a leg in paid advertising, which you may not feel ready to jump into yet anyway. So I'm going to spill some juicy AF, zero cost, organic traffic strategy secrets with you today. Traffic secrets from nearly 2 freaking decades of working online. First, as an e-commerce business owner, running my own Etsy, eBay, and Shopify shop for 8 years. Then, after 9 years of self-employment as a freelance social media manager, supporting the social media sales funnels of clients earning 6 and 7 figures in annual online revenue. Some of these things I wasn't even sure I should share, because they will give any of my scrappy Witchy Biz Mentor competitors potential leverage over my brand. But lucky for them, I'm a feminist. A woman who wants every unconventional woman and gender diverse creative in the world to thrive as much as possible. I want them to become online money-making marketicians, making as much money from their creativity as they possibly can. And I want to help them make it possible for them to live the alternative lifestyle of their wildest dreams. Because how else are we going to destroy the patriarchy and make the world a safer, cleaner, and more equitable place? Witches got to unite. We got to learn together and we got to grow together. So today I'll explain what I mean when I refer to organic traffic strategy by what it is and how it is evolving since the arrival of AI. And then I'll share why every new online business owner 100% should invest time and energy into learning this essential core organic traffic strategy that I'm going to recommend. And that they learn this before they get into any other traffic tactics, including social media. So let's kick things off. Okay, so first of all, let's define what we mean here by organic traffic strategy versus other strategies that are out there. Organic traffic refers to the people who land on your website from unpaid, non-advertising sources. It's a zero-cost way of getting eyeballs on your offers from anywhere on the web. So things like non-sponsored search engine results, like from Google, Yahoo, or Bing. It's free in the sense that you don't have to pay for each click like you would with a Facebook, TikTok, or Pinterest ad. And what it takes to get all this zero-cost traffic is what can be your huge advantage over all your competitors. Okay? So that's the secret here, my lovely Signet. We're talking search engine optimization here, okay? Good old SEO. So here's why search engine optimization is the digital alchemy, turning Google's chaos into your cash. So SEO is the art of charming Google's algorithms with word witchcraft so that your weirdly wonderful biz actually gets found. And not just by randos on the internet, but by exactly your ideal customers who are searching for exactly what you are selling. So it's the beautiful digital alchemy that delivers the most relevant results to you when you search for anything online. It's weaving the right words, the right structure and strategy so that your work rises from the digital graveyard of page 10 and struts straight onto page 1, making it easier for your customers to see your website pages, your social media profiles, your content, and your offers. So these page results we call SERPs, which is Search Engine Results Page. SERP, SERPs. Ideally, you want to get your website or your social media content as close to the top of the very first SERPs page, SERPs, results page 1, for specific words as much as possible, because nobody is going to be scrolling past like page 3 or 4. Like, how often when you do a search, do you actually go really, really deep into the search results? Usually you can find what you want on page 1, page 2, or page 3, right? So if you get to number 1 for the right set of words, then you can get in return a real money-making witchy website and a thriving business. That's all you really need sometimes, is to get into that first position. So this is why I recommend learning basic SEO to every new online business owner. Because if you get the hang of it early on, you could put yourself in the position of never having to run paid ads to your website ever. One of my close friends grew his 6-figure pergola building business solely on his ability to get his website to rank at the top of the first page for affordable pergolas in Melbourne. And he never runs ads, and he's never done much social media either. That's how good SEO can be. SEO is a great organic traffic strategy option if you never want to run paid ads or mess with social media, okay? That's why it's such a good thing to learn right from the get-go when you get started. But even if you do run ads, or you're doing a great job at social media, and you have all this SEO optimized content and an SEO optimized website, what you're going to get is this incredible supercharged lead machine, okay? It's amazing for a foundation that you can lay now for your website and all the content that you're doing, including social media content. We're going to get into all of that. But if you do your website, the basic foundation, SEO optimized, and you have that, and then later on you do Facebook ads, paid ads, social media, this is going to be a real money-making machine that you're creating. Okay, you might be thinking, but how hard is it to learn SEO, right? Because it sounds really techy. Maybe you've heard a little bit about it, and it sounds maybe super techy or maybe even a bit boring, right? This is when I have a little secret for you. The thing is, learning SEO, it's a hell of a lot easier than most people think. If you've never looked into learning how to do SEO, or you have freaked the F out when you did, then I've got some great news for you. Not only is learning how to research SEO keywords easy, but it can also be fun. It can feel like a game. So in that sense, SEO suits neurodivergent creatives really well, especially those with ADHD like me. You do not need to hire an expert to SEO optimize your website. You can learn to do it yourself. You can do it. You can do it, lady. Do it, lady. All of it. Which is to say, I'd really recommend learning SEO, especially if you are neurodivergent or you are just starting a business. And let me go into the details why. But first, I'm going to share with you my 2 favorite tools that make learning SEO really fun and really easy. Okay, so I first started learning SEO back when I ran an Etsy shop to sell my little handmade accessories, right? And back then, the way I did my SEO keyword research was to just look at what people were typing in the search bars of Etsy or of Pinterest. So even today, those are still useful ways to find the words and phrases that people are using to find products. But my SEO writing skills really developed when I inserted the Yoast SEO plugin into my WordPress blog. And though it's not the only SEO plugin out there, nor even the best, according to a lot of SEO writers I follow, it is the one that I personally found to be the easiest to use, and it's free. So this plugin made it really easy for me to see what the Google robots look for when they scan online content. There's literally like this little red light, green light thing where if you try to get 2 green lights, and that's when you know your content is ready to go. When you start, it's like 2 red lights, and then it goes orange, and then it goes green. It's totally gamified. It's really cute. I love it. So the other tool that I use that has made SEO super easy for me to learn is Neil Patel's Ubersuggest keyword research tool. So this is a software that gives you 3 free searches a day on the free account. And I used to use all 3 of those free searches almost every single day for months before I finally decided to go all in and I purchased a lifetime membership. And by far, Ubersuggest has been one of the best investments that I have ever made for my business. It's given me the best return on investment in both time and in money. It's helped me build a reliable monthly income stream through my content. So Ubersuggest is also extremely easy to use, and that's the main reason I love using it. I can't speak for other tools out there though, and I've always heard great things about SEMrush, but by other SEO writers, but I've just always used Ubersuggest. I started with the free account, and it's just what I've got used to, and I just love it. It's got a really clean dashboard. It's got no silly jargon, no excessive bells and whistles. It doesn't overcomplicate things. So I highly recommend using Ubersuggest as a beginner-friendly SEO keyword research tool. I can do that because I started it as a beginner and I learned so much from it. So one of the things that makes it super easy to use, I'll just share a little detail here, is that when you're using it, these teeny little information pop-ups come up around every feature and label. They're little circles with question marks, right? So every time you use it, you can click on those little question bubbles and you can learn just a little bit more about SEO. And often those little bubbles, they will direct you to informational tutorials and videos. So I just love it. And another thing is that They send you these weekly custom reports in email that give you all the tips on how to improve your website and how your SEO is doing for your website. And seriously, seeing these little emails come into my inbox, it gives me such a dopamine hit. Like they're one email that I actually really look forward to every week. I love seeing what little tips they're going to share with me or how my keywords have fallen or risen or what I need to do next. And I always try to do at least one little recommendation, like one little tip that they've given me to improve things. So they'll tell you every little detail on how to improve your site, to keep on top of your competition, discover new SEO opportunities that your site could rank for, and any trends as they emerge. So with these weekly advice emails, Hexotica it currently ranks within the top 3 results for alternative lifestyles, which is exactly by design. I've ranked at number 1 on and off for years since I switched Hexotica to an alternative lifestyle education brand in 2016. That's when I closed it as a handmade accessories business. So what this means in plain English is it automatically brings in new email newsletter subscribers and potential customers into my business every single hour. I do not have to run Facebook ads to keep growing my audience. It happens for free on the back of my content, even when some of that content is years old. So that's the big benefit of learning how to do this now rather than later. And I'm just going to make a short caveat here that I worked with many, many clients who had blogs and I would do their blogs for them, but they did not require that I do SEO optimization for them. And at the time, I would say I wasn't even very skilled in SEO. I wasn't selling an SEO optimized blog service. But I look back now and I think I see how much money they spent on Facebook ads over the years. And I think, what a wasted opportunity. Everybody's blog should try from the beginning to be SEO optimized with whatever rudimentary skills you can put together. Put the Yoast plugin if you've got a WordPress blog, or if you don't, go to their blog. They've got so many good articles on how to use how to learn SEO, and just start now. Just start learning it now and make every piece of content SEO optimized as much as you can. Just try it because it could really pay off in the future. You want to build this skill, this particular skill now. Okay, so that's the benefit. But the big issue is that staying at number 1 on the SERPs, that does take consistent, ongoing tweaking. The SEO number 1 ranking throne is never safe. Savvy competition will get into a neck and neck race with you to secure that top SEO spot. They will try to usurp the throne by creating fresh content, building up their backlinks, and increasing their domain authority faster than you, unless you keep a watchful eye on them to keep them from knocking you down the SERPs. So how fiercely you hold that number 1 spot is entirely up to you and to your marketing goals. It may not be important at all to your overall marketing strategy. You could instead choose to optimize on Pinterest, on Instagram, or on Reddit, or elsewhere, anywhere you can gather organic traffic or whatever is good for your strategy. But for my friend who had the pergola business, staying at number 1 was a necessity. Whenever he started slipping to number 2 or 3 on the first pages of the SERPs, the number of new inquiries he received would start to drop. And so too, his sales. So whenever he saw his competition getting ahead of him, he'd roll up his sleeves and he'd get to work to fight to keep the throne. He would start adding new pages, new content, update old content, and do whatever he could to guard his spot at number 1. But if your website is not yet a moneymaker, or it's not the most important aspect of your organic traffic strategy, then you may not need to even worry about this at all. You don't have to worry about staying at number 1 if it's not that important to you. There are loads of other keywords besides the main ones that you may try to get your website ranked with that can also pull in your dream clients. It just requires a bit of out-of-the-box creativity and an understanding of your audience on a more nuanced level. So as you get to know your audience really well, and as you get to increase your SEO keyword research skills, you've got this beautiful alchemy of being able to find your people more easily. So it works really well. It's just so much fun. And some of those keyword opportunities may be a whole lot easier to conquer in the SERPs. Not to mention, ranking on Google, it's not even as important as it used to be. So here's why Google is not running the SEO show anymore. Since AI arrived, Google is not the untouchable overlord that it once was. And SEO is still alive, but it's just not dominated by Google anymore. People are still searching, but the way that they are searching has changed. So for example, people are now using voice activation to search on the web. This is when we say things like, okay, Google, what's the best place for Alexa near me? So that has made the phrases that we are using sound more conversational, and it's lengthened the number of words that we can use to optimize and rank your content. It's now at 7 to 8 words long. This is long tail keywords, extra long. Add to that, more platforms have now started to use SEO where they were previously not. So this means that more public content from your social media posts is appearing in searches. So for example, in July of this year, 2025, Instagram made a massive update that has transformed how Instagram content is discovered and indexed both within the app and on an external search engine like Google. Using what I know about SEO and a few other social media tricks that I've known, I was able to make an Instagram reel of mine go viral for the first time within just 2 weeks after the update. So SEO isn't about bending the knee to Google's rules anymore. Google no longer lords over how we search for things. Things are rapidly evolving, and it's all because of AI. Hello, Geo. So generative engine optimization, GEO for short, is the new skill of making your content show up in AI-generated answers, not just buried in Google search results. It's about being the source those large language models now quote when they generate summaries or responses, things like ChatGPT, Gemini, Microsoft Copilot, or Perplexity. So where SEO is about ranking on the SERPs like Google, GEO is about getting your work cited, AI style. If you've been on the internet for more than 2 seconds recently, you'll already know how much search results have changed. Instead of website links, you now see snippets from articles that AI has curated for you to answer all your searches. Your searched for answers are front and center. There's no scroll needed anymore. That's GEO. So GEO is not SEO's enemy. It's its evolution. If your content is set up right for AI engines, you're no longer competing for just clicks. You're now aiming for citations. While GEO does not work against SEO, it does require a few tweaks in your SEO strategy. So for example, to write for GEO, you'd want most of your information in the first 100 words of your page content. And then you'd want your headlines to be in question form, just like people ask them. You'll also want to have lots of bullet points, and you'll want to chunk information together. So some of these tweaks might tempt you to change the way that you write. But be warned, writing for robots comes at a price. It can make your writing feel like a textbook. Boring. Yuck. Obviously written for the AI minions. That's why I recommend having an organic traffic strategy where you understand how SEO and GEO will gatekeep your content while still writing for humans. Always write for humans, for your people. Search has changed so much now that even if you were to rank your website at number 1, that still may not be enough anymore. AI-generated summaries are giving people all the answers that they want, which means that fewer people are ever even going to make it to your website. But it doesn't mean that we should all just start kneeling before the AI overlords, shitting out geo-optimized content. Personally, I cannot stand content that is written more for ranking than for people. I believe that there are ways that you can make content that is both informational and that won't become just a commodity for AI to regurgitate. And it's still important to create branded, unique content that will stand out as memorable and not just as useful. So while it's helpful to understand how geo has affected organic traffic strategies, my advice is to double down on keyword research and focus more on how it's taking off in other places, like Instagram. So here's the magic of kicking things off with an organic traffic strategy. It used to be that social media content had a short shelf life and it felt like a massive waste of time, right? Not anymore. Instagram is now one of the top places to use SEO, and the game has changed. Now, every post you create could be a mini traffic magnet, a magnet that may keep pulling traffic in months after you post. Posts, reels, and even comments are being indexed based on keywords, not just hashtags. So optimizing your captions, the alt text on images, and even in your bio, this is how you can get discovered by people who are actively searching for your products and services. And this is why I recommend every new business owner absolutely learn how to research and use keywords from the very start of your business. To me, it's a no-brainer. It's a way to get traffic when you are just starting off and you may not be able to afford paid ads. It makes the most of your content creation time, and it makes it easier for your ideal customer to find you online. So how long does it take to get this SEO optimized traffic? Well, if your niche is very low and there's not a lot of competition, you can rank pretty quickly, like 1 or 2 months. If it's low to moderate, then it's going to take maybe 4 to 6 months to see any traffic. And if it's highly competitive, you may not ever rank at all. But it also depends on what keywords you're trying to rank for. If you choose local, location-based keywords, they're often going to be easier and faster to rank, for example. So SEO is not for the impatient. It is a slow burn, long game strategy. But in my opinion, it's one that is worth it. And it's fun. And it's amazing to me how some super old stuff that I created like 10 years ago can still pop up and bring in traffic now and then. So if you want to learn how to do SEO, then there are 2 ways we can work together. The first is inside my SWAN Academy one-on-one 4-week mentoring program, where I'll guide you step by step through keyword research to grow your witchy website. SEO is the main traffic strategy that I teach in the SWAN Academy. The second is with my Digital Search Alchemy Keyword Research mini course. It's a teeny taster where I show you exactly how to use Ubersuggest to uncover the right keywords for your witchy website. You'll find the links for both in the show notes. So choose your path and let's conjure some major traffic magic together. All right, my loves, that's a wrap for today's episode of Hexotica. Thanks for hanging out with me and weaving a little magic into your day. Don't forget to join me next week. It's a big one, our very first guest interview. I'll be talking with a psychic energy clearer who's going to blow your mind and clear your vibe. You won't want to miss it. Until then, stay wild, stay witchy, and I'll catch you next week on Hexotica. Bye!